Hello everyone, it's Diego Doom here and I'm bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing SH Figuarts Kamen Rider 1 and Kamen Rider 2. SH Figuarts Kamen Rider 1 and Kamen Rider 2 are fantastic representations of the original Kamen Riders. Kamen Rider originally aired in 1971 and it followed the adventures of Ichigo and Nigo as they battled against the Shocker organization. These figures are fantastic, they're very neat and very cool. Granted, they do have the same structure, but their difference falls in their paint applications and slight minor differences. So these are very neat and very cool. You have Ichigo on the right with the silver gloves and Nigo on the left with the red gloves. These figures are fantastic and very cool. I feel like they're a must-have. You can't have Kamen Rider 1 without Kamen Rider 2 and vice versa. So these are very cool figures and a fantastic retro throwback to the original show. So first, let's check out their accessories. Okay, so let's check out the accessories. So the first thing you'll notice is Kamen Rider 1 and Kamen Rider 2 share the same pairs of hands with just one or two minor differences. They both come with a rider kick part effect. They also both come with a part effect for their scarves. And then Kamen Rider 1 comes with a shocker cane or a sword. So these are all very neat and very cool accessories. So first, let's check out the hands. So the first pair of hands that each figure comes with are their open hands here. And the open hands are very nice, very neat, and very cool. They are nicely detailed here, and they maintain that very neat and very cool glove-like appearance. So it's very cool. See the very nice detailing here on the top. And on the inside of the palm, you have this nice glove-like appearance here, so it's very neat and very cool. And these hands attach via a ball joint peg like all Figuarts figures. The next pair of hands that both figures come with are holding hands. And yet again, nicely detailed, nicely sculpted. Now I can understand why they gave this holding hand for Ichigo, but I'm not sure why for Nigo, but nonetheless, I guess they both need the same pairs of hands, so it's very neat and very cool. So say if you wind up with another shocker cane, so now they're both armed and dangerous, so it's pretty cool. Then next you have the chopping hands here. So these are nicely sculpted. They maintain that glove-like appearance yet again. Very neat, very cool. And then finally, each figure comes with a Henshin hand, one or two. Now Ichigo comes with one Henshin hand, whereas Nigo comes with two. And Ichigo once again is Kamen Rider 1, and Nigo is Kamen Rider 2. And this is for Kamen Rider 1 here. And you'll notice the main difference between the chopping hand and the Henshin hand is the thumb is folded in, and that's meant to simulate their signature poses. So very neat, very cool. And then for Kamen Rider 2's hand, just so you can see how, you know, the paint is different. This is in a nice red. It's flat, but it does pop in a way. It's not a dull red by any means. Whereas Kamen Rider 1's gloves are that silver that really sticks out. This red doesn't pop as much as the silver, but it's definitely not flat, and it does catch your eye. So it's pretty neat and pretty cool. So next you have the scarf part effect, and then this is just the scarf blowing in the wind, so it's great for when you're doing those rider kicks to give you a sense of motion. And how the scarf attaches, I'll just grab one of the figures here. You just pull the scarf off, it's just a small peg here, as you can see. Grab your scarf and just plug it into the peg here. Now it can be kind of tricky sometimes, and I have to tilt the head around, but you might be able to get it before, you know, after a while. So it's pretty cool. So this is Kamen Rider with his scarf blowing in the wind. So it's great for action poses and showing a real sense of motion. So it's very neat and very cool. The next accessory is the rider kick part effect. And this part effect, very neat, very cool. Now, this is somewhat hard plastic, but at times it does feel like it can break easily, so you definitely kind of want to be careful with this. This is molded for the right foot, I believe. And the way this accessory fits in, you just peg the foot in here. Now, one thing is it's not the most tight and most secure a connection, so you do have to play with it. It doesn't absolutely fit in there perfectly, but you can get it on there. Let's see if I can get in as best I can. So I did get a little bit lucky right there. So you just fit that in there as best you can, and you can set him up for doing a rider kick or maybe a very cool rider stomp. And I don't think that was a move in the show, but you know, the possibilities are endless for this effect part. And then the final accessory, and this accessory applies to, it comes with Kamen Rider 1, and this is his shocker cane. Now this is a weapon that the enemies carried around fairly often. And so you have this, you have the head here, which is a bird. I haven't seen the show in a long time, so I may not know the significance of this bird or falcon here on the edge of the, on the bottom of the sword, but it's still nonetheless cool. So even as small as this is, they didn't skip out on any kind of detailing and everything. So very neat, very cool. Red handle, nice sword. Now this is plastic. This isn't die cast. It would be cool if it was die cast or something. So just plastic, not very sharp, but very neat and very cool nonetheless. So that covers the accessories. So next, let's get in to the figure review itself. Okay, now on to the figure review itself. Now, as I stated earlier, the figures use the same body structure, so as far as articulation is concerned, they are identical. There are a few minor differences between the figures when it comes to paint applications, but nonetheless, these are fantastic and very neat and very cool figures. So let's go ahead and check out the articulation. So when it comes to head articulation here, get that to focus. So the head's on a ball joint. You got a nice range of movement here, forward and back, side to side, all around. And then also you can rotate this scarf quite a bit to, you know, give him a little bit more movement in his neck as you're moving his head. Very neat, very cool. Then in the arms here, the arms come out this much. You have some shoulder movement here. So it kind of goes all over the place. Very neat, very cool. Now he doesn't have any upper arm or forearm twist, but that's still cool. His elbows are double jointed. Very neat, very cool. Nice flexing motion. The hands are on ball joints, so the hands can spin. In the chest area here, in the upper chest, you have some motion here in the upper chest. Quite a bit of motion. And I think it's very neat that they included this this dip in his chest to kind of make it seamless, so there's no real gaps in the figure. Very cool. Then he has some ab crunch motion going on here. Very neat, very cool. Then in the hip area, like with all standard Figuarts, the hip can pull down quite a bit. That's a lot of motion right there. Pull down really far. So as of right now, when the hip's up, you get that much kick out of him. And if you pull it down really far, you can get some really cool poses and stuff like that. Not that they kick that high, but this is great to get him in that rider kick pose. Get the knee really high, and he comes down kicking. So very neat, very cool. And then obviously, as you can see, the knees are double jointed. Very neat, very cool. The feet are on ball joints. Very cool. And then the toes are articulated. See if I can get that toe to move for us. So the toes are articulated quite a bit. So it's very neat and very cool. Very, very, very neat and very cool figures. Now, as far as the paint applications, as you can see here, I'm holding Kamen Rider 2. On his arms here, on the sleeves, he just has one individual line. As Ichigo here, or Kamen Rider 1, has two lines going down the side. You'll notice there are subtle differences in their henshin belts here, and I'm going to try and get close as possible with that. You'll notice there are some silver markings inside of Kamen Rider 2's belt, whereas in Kamen Rider 1's belt here, there are black markings inside the belt. So subtle differences that make them very unique and worth picking up individually. You have to have both of them, like I stated before. And one thing also you notice, Kamen Rider 1 is slightly greener in the helmet than Kamen Rider 2, so it does make them distinct enough. So, as a whole, these are very neat and very cool figures. So these are very posable. They have a great sculpt, great paint applications, and I would highly recommend this figure to anyone who's a fan of Kamen Rider. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap up this review. To conclude the review, SH Figuarts Kamen Rider 1 and Kamen Rider 2 are another great release in the SH Figuarts line. Both figures have great paint applications, great sculpts, and fantastic articulation. I highly recommend these figures to anyone who's a fan of Kamen Rider or the original Kamen Rider figures, or if you're a fan of some very unique, hyper-articulated superhero figures. So they're both very neat and very cool. This is a definite must-buy in my book, and you can't go wrong with this purchase for sure. This has been another review by Diego Doom. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe.